So in some of the past videos, people have posted comments about why do we keep this plastic thing on here, and I always leave them on here just to provide some protection to the touch screen. You never know. You could drop like an ink pen, or you could drop one of those like felt tip kind of markers. You don't want anything on the touch screen. And the little protective things that you get, I don't know if you can, how well you can see it or not, but it does provide some level of protection. But what I'm going to be doing is removing this and putting on something a little bit better. All right, let's power this down. All right, and for those that are interested in what I'm using, this is not an advertisement. This is just what we're using. I don't do any advertising at all on the channel. So this film is fairly pliable, but not as much as this is. This is like rather thin. But anyway, we're going to be putting this screen protector on there. Now, I did already do this with the Allen and Heath console. And here is the protector that was on that. This thing is like a little piece of plastic wrap. It did well. It served its purpose. Yeah, we'll take this off, and then this has two sides to it. We'll pull off the sticky side. It'll go down, then we'll pull off the rest of it. And I did sort of cut these to fit. And it sort of does fit in there. But I've left a few millimeters, maybe 2 or 3 millimeters right around the edge, just so I can get in there and take it out again if I had to. This should go fairly quickly. Alright, this is the first time this shield has been off. Alright, we've taken off that first shield. This is the hard part because I'm not very good at detailed precision work. Alright, I'm probably leaving maybe 2 millimeters, if that. Alright, we're going to force all the air bubbles out, get it as flat as possible. This is looking pretty good. Now this other piece of tape that's on here is to pull this shield, the cover for this shield, this side of it, off. Alright, this looks pretty good. Alright. That is off. Now normally you would have, if you did not have a shield on here, this whole surface would have to be cleaned, let's say with alcohol, like an alcohol pad or wipe, because you need to get a lot of the oil, grease, and any debris off the screen. But because I had that plastic protective shield on here, the one that came with the console, really it's just as simple of pull it off, put the other one down. Alright, this looks pretty good, and actually may only be a millimeter around the edges. Alright, let's power it on. Make sure everything can be touched on it. I don't know if the camera can show it or not, but it actually looks a little bit more vibrant in the color and display. Let's do some moving around here. Let's pick a channel here. There we go. Just going to put some letters in here, just see what it does. Yeah, it is a lot cleaner. Seems to be responding and everything like it does. It actually feels like it responds a little bit better than what it did with the other plastic stuff on it. Let's go back to all right, looks like it's responding really well, but the screen definitely looks a lot better. All right, you can't even tell that it's got another screen covering it. I probably would never be using anything that's a touchscreen without some kind of protection. All right, on occasion we have some people that post comments on the videos that we have where we're setting up for a band and we're mixing for the band, and their comment is, this should only take an hour to set up. So what I thought I'd do is try to conceptualize how long something actually takes to set up. Now, obviously, the amount of equipment that you have, size of the event that you're doing, a lot of that factors into the time that it takes to set up. All right, so what I did is I set up this sheet. And what this is, well, let me back up a little bit. Let's say that for the viewers, let's say this should only take an hour to set up. So what I did was I took each item that we bring to an event. And what I did was list out the items that I'm bringing, and there's 60, I got 61, 62, I just did 63 items. I would say this is probably about 95% of what we may bring for an event. And I'm going to use a recent event that we did. We were mixing for Beckwith. So if these people say that it takes us, that should only take us an hour to set up, and if I have 63 items listed, that means that each one of these items can only take 1 minute to touch. I have 1 minute to touch or to move each of these items. So 1 minute, let's say 63 items, that would take an hour and 3 minutes. But obviously that can't happen. I took each of these items, and instead of like the tent sidewalls, I've got 4 sidewalls, because we put up 4 sidewalls. I've got 2 chairs. I used 9 tent clamps to hold up the tarp as our radiation shield. I got 4 sandbags, 3 vocal mics, 7 drum mics. I think you get the idea. So instead of just including like a box of mics and making that an item that can only be touched for 1 minute, I included all the mics that we used and the mic stands that we use, along with the XLR cables that we use to connect everything together. And if we were looking at this, we can only touch it for 1 minute total time. I came up with 134 items. So that means that is 2 hours and 14 minutes for us just to get the sound system set up. Two hours and 14 minutes. And of overhead that we do, like transporting gear from the van to wherever the location is that parts of the sound system need to be. And then we're setting up the gear at that location. Then when we're trying to maybe work out issues, we're walking between front of house and the stage, we're tarping speakers, and then there's the follow-up. The band needs to finish their setup. But all these things over here add up to the time. Anyway, this was my attempt to sort of conceptualize to put a sound system together. we don't really set up the PA the same way each time. Even though I may mix for Beckwith on several occasions, you know, the site locations are different. The stage sizes may be different. All right, so could this stuff take less than an hour to set up? The speakers, all the cases and stuff like that. If probably if you're in a church, and anybody that does sound in a church, doing temporary setups in a church, yeah, maybe getting all the speakers and stuff set up would probably take less than an hour, because all the gear should be on site. The snake should be pulled. Everything should be there. All you got to do is just pull it out on the stage, make a few final connections, and you're done. All right, thanks for watching.